Each day at Wesley Meadows is a new opportunity to serve older adults and reimagine retirement living. It is the heart of their mission that inspires their team to provide the kind of fun atmosphere and care residents would want for themselves. Experience the warm spirit and faith-based difference of Wesley Meadows. Call 662-429-2070 and schedule your visit today. Welcome to the Real Hernando podcast, presented to you by Wesley Meadows, Retirement Community, and SRP Studios. The Real Hernando podcast is created to spotlight Hernando's nonprofit organizations and community leaders by sharing their stories and what led them to serve the community. We hope these stories help strengthen the fabric of the city we love so near and dear, the Real Hernando. Please follow us at therealhernando.com for all channels and social media platforms. I am your host, Derek, and today's guest is Preston Wallace. He's a personal trainer, a photographer, a cosplayer, and entrepreneur, but more specifically, Hernando's SpiderMan. Preston uses his love of SpiderMan for good by providing entertainment for kids and charities while also visiting patients in hospitals. Go to Facebook at Hernando's SpiderMan LLC for more information. The link is in the description. Preston, man, so happy to have you here. Welcome.
Happy to be here.
Man, so this is probably going to be the most unique episode this podcast has ever had. And I remember I'd seen you and heard about you, and I'd posts people were sharing over the last couple of years. You'd pop up in my feed, and I'm like, man, that's really cool. And then I guess you'd call my sales assistant now, shared me one of your posts. Sent it, hey, he'd probably be great for the podcast. And I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right. I never thought of it. So I started going through your page, and I'm like, yeah, this is just too cool. And because I know you do a lot of different things, and it's outside of Hernando. You have a broad variety of entrepreneurial work that you do.
Right.
But, you really help serve Hernando's kids and charities through your love of SpiderMan and cosplay. So that's really what I want to get into. You are going to Northwest Mississippi. You're a photographer. You're a personal trainer. We're going to touch on all of that too. But first, thanks for being here. And
thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. So quickly, let's talk about SpiderMan and your love for it, and then I want to dig into your upbringing, and let's get to know who Preston is. So tell us how SpiderMan specifically kind of just came into your life. It was at a young age. What was that like for you?
So I grew up watching SpiderMan as a child. I remember for my 7th birthday, SpiderMan 3 was airing in the movie theater. So my parents took me there. My whole family went to go see that movie. And so I've always had a love for SpiderMan since I was a kid. And I've always had the action figures. I burned the DVDs up in the DVD player, just constantly rewatching them. So that's how it kind of got started. And as I got older, I decided that I wanted to do something for the community, especially with kids. I told a few of my friends, I said, hey, I'm going to buy a costume, and I'm going to go to some birthday parties. I'm going to go to some hospitals. And they said, man, you are insane. But when it happened, they start, hey, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
We like what you're doing. So that's how it got started.
That's amazing. What year was this about?
This was 2022 that it got started.
Oh, okay. So this.
But I do have to give my credit to a lady named Glenda Gale. I call her Gigi. She's one of my friends. And she told me that, you should do cosplay for kids. You should go to hospitals, and you should just do this. So I took that idea that she gave me, and I turned it into a reality. So I hope she's happy.
And that's what entrepreneurs do, man, right? You know, it's one thing to have the idea, but taking the action and making it happen is key. And I think it's just wild that you turned it into a business. But I'm sure there's a lot of giving, right? Giving of your time.
Yes, sir.
So do you just look at upcoming charities? You know, do you try to scout out events and do you just pop up? So like Batman, but you know, obviously you're not Batman.
It's a process. I wouldn't actually just pop up. I had to ask for permission.
Yeah.
I did work for Le Bonheur a couple of month ago. So technically, I couldn't wear the costume when I wanted to. We had to wear uniforms, but when they had special events, that's when I could put on my costume.
Yeah, I can't. It's a silly question to ask if you just pop in, because they might think, who is this maniac? They might be concerned, right?
Right.
At first, like, why is Spider-Man walking up to us?
Right. Right.
But so again, tell me about the Le Bonheur thing again. So you can't wear your suit and go into an actual hospital room? Unless
it's a special event. You had to be in actual uniform, wearing the Le Bonheur t-shirt and shoes and blue jeans. Okay. What I learned from that process is you don't have to have a superhero suit to be a superhero. You can just use your time and effort to help that patient while they're in the hospital, assist their needs and assist what they might need at that present time. Mm-hmm. So I feel like my purpose was still, it was still being touched and it was still being made. My purpose was achieved.
That's awesome. You know, coming in with a good attitude and being positive around those kids, it's everything to them.
Right.
You know, so when there's a special event, what would a special event look like?
So, like, let's say they had Superhero Day. Majority of the people that worked in there would put on costumes. So that's how that works. Or if they had like a Halloween event, different things of that nature, that's how that would happen.
What is it like seeing children's eyes light up when they see you?
It makes me happy.
Yeah.
Because you got some kids that's less fortunate. You have kids that are going through a rough time. So to see them happy and joyous, it makes you feel good on the inside. It makes you feel like you're doing your job as a person.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I mean, it's all, you can't lose with that.
Right.
Tell us, do you have like one unique story that sticks out where you had an interaction with a kid that just hit your heart a little different than others?
Now, there was a kid that got severely hurt by a dog.
Okay.
I think it was on the news. He reached out. His parents had reached out, and they wanted me to come to Le Bonheur. And during that time, they were closed. They didn't allow anybody else in. Mm-hmm. You know, but for them to reach out to me to do something like that meant a lot. Still trying to get in touch with that person to see if I can still make an appearance at their house or something like that. But I just saw this story on the news, and for them to contact me to show up, that meant a lot.
Yeah, you're clearly on the radar. Yeah. So when they called you in for this special situation, did you come in as Spider-Man, or did you have to do the uniform again?
So it got denied. Nobody could go into the room.
Oh, so it didn't end up happening.
It didn't end up happening.
Oh, okay. So now that's why you're thinking of how to find this kid to go to his house.
I still have his parents' contact information, so I'm gonna try to make that happen to see him.
Man, that's just wild to have Spider-Man show up at the door.
Right.
So let's talk about being Spider-Man. Let's pretend now that you are at some event that's at like a park, right? And you're there to entertain. How do you entertain? do you come with like a script, or do you speak in terms of being Peter Parker? Are you in that form of character as well?
So I portray myself to be. I was playing Miles Morales back in 2022.
Playing who?
Peter Parker. I meant to say
Peter
Parker. But now I play as Miles Morales. Miles Morales is the African American Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
Which also, he's in the PS5, PS4 Spider-Man games as well.
Very cool.
So I can play a little bit of both.
So how does that work?
So it depends. Sometimes I might ask the parent or the kids what they like to see Peter Parker or what they like to see Miles Morales, and they got a option whether or not which one they want to see. Mm-hmm. So
that must be very impactful for the African American events that you work.
It is
African American children. Because now they already love Spider-Man, but to know that there's this other character that matches them, right? That must be very impactful for them.
It is.
And I would gather maybe some of them don't know that, right?
Right.
So that they're learning now, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
You might turn them into a new major fan. So you just riff? Once you start talking to a kid, then you just riff and feel the moment and character?
Yes, sir. So when I'm at these parties or these events, I make sure that I'm myself. And I put myself in a predicament. Okay, what do they want to do? Do they want to play? Like if we're at a park, I try my best to get in kid mode, get on the swings, or just interact, run with them, do different things like that. Act like I'm the actual kid, but I'm in their shoes. Mm-hmm. So I try to interact with them.
Yeah. Man, if I was young watching this, what would I want Spider-Man to do?
Right.
So you're an athletic person. Like I said, you're also a personal trainer.
Yes, sir.
I want to touch on later, but do you bring acrobats to this?
I do. I'm still working on my backflips. As a child, I never learned. I was always scared to do backflips. Yeah. I can do cartwheels, but backflips, I'm still working on. Front flips I can do.
So do you roll in doing doing front flips, and then do you do that deal where then the last one you do like a full spin?
I don't know about all that, but I'm still working on my backflips.
Come on, man. We gotta work on this.
I know. Still working on the backflip.
So that's exceptional too. Now you're really getting close to the character, right? Because that's what these characters do. They're superheroes, right? Right. Have you figured out how to scale walls yet?
It's possible. Right? People have done it. Yeah. It's possible.
If you're doing an event at a park that has like a
monkey bars,
or let's say a Conger Park here that has the wood structure. Do you climb around on that?
Yes, sir. I do it all. And they also have web shooters too on Amazon. They actually shoot out a magnetic cord that sticks to another magnetic object and brings it back. So I'm investing in getting those too.
Oh, so you don't have those yet, but you're working on that?
I'm working on getting those. Man, I'm trying to take things to the next level.
That would be next level for sure. Absolutely. So I just think that's the coolest thing, man, because also because you're fit and, you're healthy, it's different if I tried to wear a Spider-Man suit. It would be clear. It'd look like I'd be wearing kid PJs. It'd be all like loose and out of just whack. But because you're built, you really come in with force. Like you really look impressive.
Gustafson Properties. Gustafson Properties has been building beautiful custom homes in DeSoto County and surrounding areas for over 20 years. Are you ready to build your new custom home? Call us today at 662-449-6271.
5M Services, your comfort specialists. We offer heating, ventilating, and air conditioning service. Call us for any of your HVAC needs. 662-560-7331. We are here for you 24/7. Well, great, man. Look, let's talk about your family now. You know, what was your upbringing like? Where are you from?
So I grew up in Hernando, Mississippi. This is where I've resonated and been my whole entire life. I come from a family of 5. My dad, he works for Volvo, a trucking company where they have the parts and stuff like that. My mama works for a pharmaceutical place. My sister passed last year in April. They took a toll on me.
Was she older or younger?
She was older. She was 25 years old.
Man, that's so young, though.
And
Sorry to hear that.
It's okay. And my grandmother, she also lives with us as well.
Okay.
So
it's a house full.
it's a house full. Grew up in a Christian environment.
Mm-hmm. So are you the youngest? Where do you lie in the...
I'm the youngest.
You're the baby?
Yes, sir.
All right. What do they think about SpiderMan?
I think at first, they kind of thought, okay, Preston, you're a young adult. Why are you getting in the costume?
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Do we need to be concerned?
And I mean, I guess once it started making progress, they kind of, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
My mama would tell me, if you're gonna leave the house in that outfit, you need to put something else on over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least till you get to the location, right?
Right.
Yeah. Throw on some sweats or something.
Right.
Yeah. So, but someone might think, what's going on here?
Right.
But if they don't quickly understand your mission
Right.
and what it is you're doing with it,
Right.
if they still don't get it, then I don't know what to tell them. You know, because clearly it's quick to realize that you're doing it for good and you're helping kids.
Right.
And I'm sure your parents were like, oh, neat. And now they're probably proud of it, right?
Yes, sir.
Because you're different. I don't know how many other Spider-Mans there are in Hernando. I'm going to say 0. So let's talk about your photography, because it really goes hand in hand, because you're an amazing artist.
Right.
What's your it's Unique Shots Photography.
Yes, sir.
And that's your Facebook page, and I think is there a link to a website?
It's
in
a
there?
link.
So check out that page, y'all. Unique Shots Photography. So you tie in your amazing art. Like, your photography is really sharp, man. I work with a lot of people now in this line of business, and man, your stuff is great. But then you tie it in with what you do. So
Right.
your Spider-Man based stuff is incredible, and you're part of this group with other cosplayers. So
Yes.
you take great pictures of that too. Tell us a little more about your photography history and how that came to be.
So, growing up in my college years, I had a lot of friends who were into photography, and I liked how the pictures came out. And I'm like, man, this is nice. And so I actually asked some of my friends, can I hold your camera? Can I kind of practice with it? And so that's how I fell in love with photography. And I started getting my own equipment, and I started playing with it and going to the next level. In 2021, I started my business. Of course, I had to perfect my craft. So through the years of 2021 to this year, I've upgraded my equipment. I've been in studios in South Haven. I've taken pictures for my church, friends, family, graduations, different things of that nature. And I want to open up my own studio here in Hernando, Mississippi after graduating.
I can appreciate that. I'll help you out. I'll help you through the stresses. So you do like portrait, shots, right?
Shots.
Stage stuff. But do you also work any events where someone's like, hey, I need you to capture this event, and you're just walking around capturing
I did that
real-time stuff too?
Yes, sir.
What's the best way for someone to hire you? Like, how does that work?
So we live in an era now where social media is very prominent. So the best way to promote yourself is on social media.
Agreed.
And Facebook ads. Word of mouth still works in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to have great support systems and different things like that. And you want to make sure that you're putting out the work that you produce as well. So,
so they can just go to your page, message you.
Yes, sir.
Tell them what the event is and start working it out from there.
Yes, sir.
Man, I might be hiring you, man. You may have just found a new client.
All right, that's what's up.
Let's talk about training. Now, after you and I originally met, and for our pre-interview, I dug more deeper into I follow you now, and you came into my feed, and there you were promoting your personal training. I'm like, man, this guy is killing it. You know, you are the quintessential example of an entrepreneur. Side hustles, piecing different things together to pay your bills,
Yes, sir.
and I appreciate all that. So tell us about that. Is this something that you've been working on for a while?
Personal training started in 2020. I cannot go forward with this without thanking Ashley Phillips, Jamal Knowles, and some other people that just helped steer the way into me getting in shape.
Mm-hmm.
Personal training is something that I enjoy doing. I love exercising. And I know that there are people out there that's not as healthy. You got some people that might be obese or might have diabetes. And my goal is just to help those people to be more healthier, get in shape, so that they can have a nice life, so that they can, so some parents can go out and just enjoy being with their kids, their younger kids. They can be more active with their kids and different things of that nature. Fitness is not just a job, it's a lifestyle. It's not something that you just wake up and do one day and just stop. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, I agree. Lifestyle, I try to live here and there. I was seeing a trainer for several months, and I learned a lot. And then, sure enough, when it parted ways, not out of negativity, it just came to a head, I quickly stopped. So, yeah, it's a lifestyle. You really have to have that self-motivation, don't you?
Yes, and it is never too late to start.
Yeah. Oh, I'm starting back up, and right here at Club 4 Fitness, shout out, and realized, my daughter's 14 now, and I was like, I wonder if they allow minors.
Right.
And they do. And so I bought her a membership now, and we're going today. We did our first thing earlier this week. We're going today. Got it in the calendar. Try to get twice a week now with my kid, and not only is she into it, because we both have our issues with mental issues and with depression and anxiety runs in my family. So the physical feeds the mental and emotional, right?
Right.
So there's that part. So she's into it. She wants to do it. So that's cool. It motivates me, and it gives us time. It's daddy-daughter time, which is really cool. So
it's great.
So yeah, it's like that next phase. When we were young, we used to play out in the street and toss the ball around. But then you hit that age where she doesn't want to do that.
Right.
And I'm certainly preoccupied, and I try to have to balance my business with that stuff. But exercise is a nice connector. So do you as SpiderMan with the kids, do you preach that? With that, let's go there. Like what are the overall messages that you're sending these kids?
So when I'm at SpiderMan, I try to communicate with the kids. If anything, I tell them to be themselves. Find out what you want to do in life. Be nice, be positive, be productive. And if the parents is okay, I just want to promote God, because this whole business is centered around, it's a ministry. You're serving. You are going out there, you're putting smiles on people's faces, you're giving them your time. And even when I'm in those hospitals, I'm praying over those kids. Mm-hmm. Praying for them that they get better. Even though those doctors or those parents might have doubts, I don't.
Mm. Yeah,
because I know that, God is a way maker.
And the kids hearing that confidence from their superhero must be incredibly impactful.
It is.
Do you see their face just change and light up when they hear that?
I do.
Yeah. And then again, it goes back to I know you don't do it selfishly, but I'm sure it feeds your heart, right?
It does.
Well, it's great that you feed Hernando's heart, and I know I appreciate you, and I know that, I see people sharing your posts and appreciate what you do. It's so unique. It's so special, but also professional. I appreciate how you made it a small business. It's really cool. I mean, SpiderMan LLC. That is awesome, man. So, we'll leave it at that. I think that's very impactful. I'm excited to hopefully introduce you to more people that are not aware of you. And then through these promo clips that people are fixing to see on all our socials, you're going to be on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. I want to share and spread your ministry for sure. Because I think there's so many more kids that don't know about you yet that need to, for sure. So any last thoughts that you would like to share with the audience?
I just like to thank God, number one, my family, my church family, my Facebook friends and family, and all of my Facebook supporters for rocking with me, supporting me through the good and the bad times. And I'll continue to represent and be here for the kids no matter what. And just thank you for having me on this podcast.
Yes, sir. I was glad to have you. I'm glad to have you. It was great having you. And I feel better having met you now. And hopefully we can collaborate too. I would love to help your cause as well, if possible. But before we say goodbye, Preston, we're going to talk to the audience. All right. So I'm going to ask them and educate them on the 5 ways that they can not only help this podcast, but in doing so is going to help Mr. Preston Wallace here. So there's you can go to our website, therealhernando.com, and hit that subscription button. It's just going to ask for your email, and that will let you know when new episodes launch. Grab the episode link that you see. After you're hearing this, go to the website, find Preston's episode, click into it, grab that URL, and email it to all of your friends that have kids. That's an easy one. Just blast that away. While you're on the website, click on our YouTube icon, go subscribe to that channel. That helps it grow. And again, it all feeds back to our guests like Preston, which all feeds right back to the Hernando. Socials, as I mentioned earlier, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All 3 are at The Real Hernando. And go ahead and leave a rating and review on iTunes for us. That goes a long way and pushes us up in the algorithm. You will also find us on Spotify, Stitcher, Audible, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcasts. And once again, for more details, go to therealhernando.com. Preston, again, thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
I'm glad to help spread your message, and I hope the audience enjoyed that. Till next time, y'all, have a great day.
See y'all later.